versus Wolfe.
Koenig and Wolfe. I'm Doug Wolfe, and I'm here with General Manager Clay Koenig, and you have an interesting editorial today.
Yeah, Little Rock, Arkansas, in the middle of March, the ATF served a no-knock warrant, and the person ended up dying in a shootout with the ATF. So,
tell us what the main details were that you.
Okay, well, this man who is the executive director of the Bill and Hillary Clinton Airport, so it's the main airport. He's at the office 8 to 5 every day, takes care of the airport, but also he is a gun hobbyist, and apparently he had sold, more than hobbyist, I mean, let's be serious, but he sold more than 150 guns last year, okay? And he did not have a federal firearm license, which is about $200 to $250 all in. My issue is that why not serve the warrant at his place of business where he's not going to be carrying a gun? Because what had happened was ATF goes undeclared. They bust through the place, all right? And they actually met a week before. It's still stored out the
no-knock
details.
warrant.
No-knock warrant.
And why did they meet a week before and not do anything?
I don't know the answer
Because he
to
was
that.
not there.
Okay, he was not there.
They knew he was not there, so they waited.
Okay, so they waited the next week. They all meet in the Walmart parking lot. You can see the video of all these cars and stuff like that. And they go and they do this warrant. I heard that they did not identify themselves. They were not wearing body cameras. That's a big no-no for me, especially when you talk about transparency, okay? And then apparently when they went through the door, this guy jumps up with his wife. He hears something. He loads a clip. And they peek over the stairwell and they see black shadowy figures because everything's light. They took the power out off the house. They did the no-knock warrant an hour before sunrise.
Which is standard.
Okay, standard, but let's be serious here. This guy isn't a thug. This guy is out in the community.
How do you know that? How do you know that he's not a criminal?
I do not know that.
All right. So this guy, 150 guns, I think it was over a period of a year, year and a half.
Okay.
At least 6 of these guns were found at crime scenes in other parts of the country.
Understood.
So he's selling to people he shouldn't be selling to.
Correct.
He also sold to undercover agents.
Correct.
Which I would bet there's video of that.
I'm sure.
And I would like to hear, because here's the thing. It's only been 3 months. It's a federal case. We probably won't find out what happens unless there's some kind of trial. Because this guy's dead, so he ain't going to go on trial.
Right.
But if anybody sues the police, I think we'll see more evidence that'll become public. The no-knock warrant, the feds don't just, I have a real problem with no-knock warrants, by the way, but they don't just charge in your front door. They go to court and prove to a judge that a warrant should be issued.
Okay, so the warrant should be issued here because the man sold 150 guns to people that he shouldn't have been selling to. He doesn't have a federal firearm license, okay?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Why the no-knock warrant? Why?
That I don't know. I honestly don't know. But the judge issued that warrant.
Okay.
And they should have been wearing body cams, I believe, because I believe that's a policy of ATF that they have body cameras on.
And then I had heard someone from the ATF made a comment that we don't have enough money here for body cam. Well, let me tell you.
You dropped $84 million,
yes,
right?
Yes.
It sounds like a hell of a lot of money. It is a hell of a lot of money.
Yes, it is.
What does it take to run that agency?
Well, look, I'm not running the police force. I understand. Look, they run it like a business. They have a budget just like we do, all right? Body cameras are not that expensive. They're really not.
Oh, the problem isn't the camera. It's the storage. Okay. It's the storing all that video and the hours upon hours of video. They may not have had the money.
All right, so when you look at the no-knock warrant, where should it have been given at nighttime, you know, the hour before sunlight rises? Or should have been at the office?
I agree with you. Okay. If they'd gone to the office, they could have walked in and arrested them there business hours, right? I don't know why police always, it's just not the feds, local type state. They do these raids trying to catch you before you're awake, okay? And they do it everywhere all the time.
Yeah.
Where, actually, honestly, I think maybe they'd have fewer problems if they did it during the day.
All right, so when we come back, I'm gonna show you some stats about no-knock warrants, okay?
Okay.
You're watching Koenig versus Wolfe, and this week we're talking about no-knock warrants. All right, so we're going to look at some stats here. I went to the Center for Justice Research. There are 20 to 80,000 no-knock warrants per year that are issued in the United States. 36% of the no-knock 36 of the no-knock search warrants, 36% from 2010 to 2016, there were 81 civilian deaths and 9 deaths of cops, police officers. 2020 poll states that 67%, including cops, say no-knock is more dangerous for everyone involved. Makes sense. No-knock sometimes goes against the Fourth Amendment, protects people from unreasonable search and seizures by the government. Oregon and Florida, Tennessee and Virginia are the only 4 states to ban no-knock warrants. Look, I understand that if you're going to a house and they're cooking meth and there could be explosions and there's children, by all means, go get them. But if you got somebody that no past convictions in this guy has no record whatsoever. He's the executive director at the airport.
That means nothing to me.
Okay, what that
Why?
means
Just
to
because
me,
he has a position in the community as an executive director at the airport, to me, that means absolutely jack squat. However, like you said earlier, and I agreed with you on that, they could have gone to his office and said, "Hey, Bob, guess what we've got for you? Here's a warrant for your arrest."
That's right. That's the only reason I'm using executive director, showing the people that this guy is out in the community 8 to 5 every day. He's right there, easy access, very easy. Put the papers across. Look, you didn't get your $250, federal firearm license. We're finding guns that are being used in criminal activity across the United States. That's a no-no. Either you go to jail or you get the federal firearm license and you don't take shortcuts and you do the right thing.
Yeah, but they wouldn't have given him that break. He would
I
have
understand that.
gone to jail ASAP.
But a warrant is not worth a life.
Oh, on that no-knock? Again, I have a problem with no-knock warrants. But again, there just isn't enough information. I know these congressional idiots tried to make a public stand and have this hearing and all that. And the ATF director's like, I can't talk about it because it's under investigation. And that I understand too.
Well, so where do we go from here? I mean, this has happened before. There's huge cases across the United States.
There was one in Louisville 3 years ago.
Yes.
And that was pretty controversial. And again, maybe they got to really take a hard look at it. It's not going to happen, though, with Congress. It's got to be done state by state because these guys in Congress are too screwed up. You know, they've done nothing anyway for 2 years, so you can't expect anything to be done anytime in the near future.
You know, the main reason I do these editorials is for people to communicate, talk about the things that we don't talk about anymore since COVID. When I see something like this, if there was communication between the Little Rock, Arkansas police force and this guy.
Was it the Little Rock police or was it ATF?
It was ATF.
Well, that's
with
the
the state police of Little Rock. They're the ones that have already presented the findings. They've already submitted.
The state police were headquartered in Little Rock.
Yes.
It wasn't the Little Rock.
No, it was ATF. Alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. All right.
Right.
All right. Well, I mean, no problem solved, but at least it's a discussion that we should have.
Again, this guy, I don't have a lot of sympathy for him, though. I understand that he was in his house. I probably would have got the gun out and shot back too, or whatever. Maybe shot first. But do we know for a fact that they didn't identify themselves? They didn't come in when they knocked down the door, did they yell federal agents, ATF, police?
Well, the first thing they did
Chef
was
Boyardee, whatever they yell when they come in the door.
They took a piece of electrical tape and covered the Ring doorbell.
The Ring doorbell, yeah.
That way that they could not see out. I mean, it was just a blocking of communication in every way possible for something bad to happen. That's the way I feel. If you communicate, I think things are better. I'm not saying that what the guy is doing was right. What he was doing was absolutely wrong, especially if there's criminal activity with the guns that he's selling. Not worth your life.
And even the paperwork he filled out, he would buy a gun to sell at a gun show, okay? He would buy the gun and put down on his applications every time personal use.
Yeah, that's a no-no.
Yeah.
That's a no-no. No,
Even though he knew he was going to be in a gun show, a few days later and selling there. I don't know. Again, the guy did so many things the wrong way. In my opinion, my constitutionally protected opinion, I think he should not have got killed. They should have done something different on the raid, but that guy should have been arrested and taken off the streets. Even though he was executive director and a community guy and had no background.
Location. I don't care what the title is.
Right.
I'm just trying to show the people that he is accessible in his office Monday through Friday.
Okay, I agree with that.
Okay, all right. Well, we get to agree once.
Oh, on that. Okay.
Thank you, Doug. I appreciate it.
I'll let you work the rest of the day.
Well, I'm going to have these guys shut off the lights, and we'll be done for another week.
Uh-oh. It's a raid if you should cut the power here.
Oh, jeepers. Don't even start.
Okay.